Hello, so as I said this morning, we're going to do a new to you sourdough recipe. It actually, fingers crossed this worked out, because I don't think this works out, because I don't think I've ever done this on the channel before, but I've made these a few times. And so this is going to be put up on the 9th, Wednesday. Yes. I'm looking at my calendar. Yes, the 9th. And it actually is sourdough cinnamon rolls. And oh my gosh, they are gorgeous. I got this, as I say, normally they have a date on them, but this one hasn't. I got this a long time ago. And yeah, so, but you have to put half of the ingredients together and let it sit for 12 hours, and then have to put the other half of the ingredients to it, then make them up, and then I always let them sit before I bake them. So Glenn and I will have these tomorrow morning. Okay then, right, so it is the actual recipe I found online is by Amy Duska, D-U-S-K-A. There you go. So if anybody wants this, and it's sourdough cinnamon roll recipe. Now here there is equivalence, which is absolutely brilliant. It's butter, which is basic, and then it's got all-purpose flour, but I've written down I use bread flour. And then it's got your starter, then it's got buttermilk, but I don't, you know, I know I can make it or buy it, but I normally just use what I've got. And it does say here, any milk will work. Then it's got honey, don't have, or in brackets these are, or granulated sugar, found some of that. Fine salt, baking powder, baking soda. Now that's for the dough, which, so we're going to start in a minute. Then tomorrow, when we've added the rest of the ingredients to the dough, we are going to make the cinnamon filling, which is light brown sugar, which we have, grounded cinnamon and melted butter again. Then obviously I will roll it all up. We'll do it all together, roll it all up, and then cut it all into bits, pop it in a round what's name, and then as I say, I'll let that rise just a little bit before we put it in the oven. Then you do have the cinnamon roll glaze. Oh, it's gorgeous. And it's powdered sugar, melted butter, vanilla and milk. Now, because we only drink here skimmed milk, I find I don't need to add quite as much, excuse me, because it is a little bit more watery, isn't it? So, right, it's got here, mix the dough 12 hours before you plan to bake. I've done it over, so you know what I mean, I say it's 5:10, so by the time I've done this part, then I've added it, and then that'll be 12 hours anyway. Then I've added the second part. Now it's got, use a cheese grater to grate the butter, but we have stalk, so I just pop it in as fine as cold. In a mixing bowl, add the flour and use a bench press to cut the butter into the flour. Add the sourdough starter, discard, remember that word, discard, and the buttermilk or milk and the honey, which is going to be our sugar. Mix with a spatula until the ingredients is well incorporated. Then you mix, then you leave it, cover it up with a cloth and leave it. Then, okay, so, because this is an American pattern, let me turn that light on. Yep, that's a bit better, isn't it? Because this is an American pattern, it is all in cups and spoons and so on. So tonight we need the butter, we need the flour, we need the sugar, and we need the sourdough. Discard the starter. That's all I need tonight. I've got the other bits out, which I'll leave on there ready for the morning. So it's butter, flour, sourdough, after we've mixed it all in, and then the milk, which I'll get, and the sugar. Okay, right, so let's do this. Let's tilt you down. Okay, right then, so there's my starter. So first of all, we have to add in the cheese, oh, it's classy cheese grater. the butter, which is 8 tablespoons. Right, I got them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, just going to finger so I can add the rest of the ingredients and I'll be right back. Oh, there we go. Spool jar. Right back. Just put that down just a little bit better. Right. So, do the butter, add the flour. Right. 2.5 cups. 1, 2. Right, so mix it all up. I'll do that. I'll be back in a minute. Right then, okay, I've mixed all that up. Look, got little crumbs. I just like doing it with my hands. It's just the way I am. Okay then, right now it's got here, done that bit. Add sourdough starter, discard, milk and sugar. Right, so let's get... Make a bit of a well in the middle. Let's give you a good mix. So I'll have to feed him after I do this. So, half a cup of starter discard. Nice and bubbly. Don't want to waste any at all. There we go. Right, hang on, where am I? Oh, it's sourdough starter discard, milk. As I say, because I have this, I will do a little bit less. It says a cup and I will do a little less because our milk is a little more watery. Just a little less, that's all. Right, okay. And sugar, because I have not got honey. 2 tablespoons, and I'm sure I've got... Spatula, mix it all up to make a dough, and then this is what the procedure is for tonight, and then we'll be back again in the morning to do the next part. But honestly, this is so nice. I absolutely love these, and so did Glenn. It was in the he said, "Oh, he said you haven't made any." Cinnamon buns. I went, oh, okay. And then he reminded me, yes, was it yesterday, I think, or Sunday? Oh, what day are you getting the sourdough out? Cool, that's a nice dough. Look at that. Yeah, nice dough. So, there we go. So now I'll wet a tea towel and cover it up, leave it out until the morning. Right, I'll be back then. So I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hi, welcome to day 9, Wednesday of Vlogtober. You would have seen a bit from last night, us making the sourdough cinnamon buns. Or rolls. Hang on, here comes the lad again. Little devil keeps knocking on the kitchen door and then running off. It's too early for this. Yes, the fur alarm clock was on the dot this morning. You can't fault him there. Bless his heart. So as you see, it's really early. I feel as if I haven't slept. I said to Glenn actually yesterday, I'm worried about when these clocks change. Because now I'm going to be getting up an hour earlier. His little paw, hello. Elby, what are you doing? We don't want to wake Daddy up. No, we don't. What do you want? There you go. He's full of beans. He has a bully. He's already had playtime. Anyway, right, I've prepped the next stage. Right, so I've made the cinnamon sugar that's got to be laid on top. I have made, it is 3/4 cup of soft brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, 4 tablespoons of butter melted. So let me spin you around. Let's put you down. Right then, so this is the cinnamon sugar mix. I've mixed that all up. This is the butter, which I'm going to prepare in a minute. But first of all, what we've got to do is, so this is our dough. Looking good, actually. It is looking good, so fingers crossed this is going to work. As you know, with sourdough. Right then, okay, right, so next step we have here the rest of the ingredients for the dough. This actually is added 12 hours or so later, which is the 3/4 teaspoon of fine salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Now, that, as will be mixed so it's nice and fine, has to now be added. Yeah, add, here we go. Right, next day. Mix salt, baking powder and baking soda in a small bowl and fork until there's no visible lumps. Sprinkle the mixture on top of the dough and mix it sorry, with your hands. Oh, okay. So we've got to sprinkle that on the dough. Now we're at that stage, and then mix it all in. Right, so that's all mixed in now. Now we've got to generously flour the work surface and turn the dough out on top of the flour, and then right, okay. So I've got that rectangle 22 inches by 12. I'll have the legs. And we still go. Oh yeah, right. I think I'll be dead now. There we go. A lovely tie. You can see the bubbles around, don't there? Right, tie goes over, right? Okay. A big piece. Right, next, using pastry brush, coat this with the coat it with the butter. Leave that around the edge. That'll be enough. They always tell you more, don't they? Sometimes you need to speed. Right. Okay. Then I sprinkle on these guys. Sprinkle the cinnamon sugar over the surface. Cracking our roll out, I'm sure, from already. Yeah, I don't know. Go into a log shape. This is the fun part. go, look at that. So that's the beginning of our cinnamon rolls. Right, now we have to, I'm going to have to get my pan ready. Hold on. Right then, okay, so now we're going to cut this. I've got my big pan because they're not supposed to be touching, because as I say, I'm going to leave mine for a bit and rest before I bake them. And now we have to 1.5, it should be 12 pieces in there. Right then, let's do this. Let's get rid of an end and an end. So it's there, there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, only 12, so it's there. Seven, 8, 9, 10, another one there, 11, 12. Right. Let's pop these in. Leave a gap. Look at that. That is just amazing. This dough feels amazing. Then okay, so I'm going to cover them. Oh, hang on. Let me tilt you down so you can see it. I'm going to cover them now for a little bit, just a little bit, and let them do, you know, rest a bit. Then I'm going to bung them in the oven. I'll be back in a bit. Right then, okay, so they're resting. So I'm going to have my breakfast. We've got to make the glaze for the top when they come out, and then after I've had my breakfast I'm going to pop the oven on, heat up, and then by that time they'll go in the oven. Give you all that in a bit, all the measurements and everything, the temperatures and everything, and then when they come out, oh, just pour them with the glaze. Oh, lovely. They are nice. So fingers crossed this is working. The lad is still very energetic this morning. Mama's not as energetic as you are today, darling. No. 6:20 on the dot. Yes, you are. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Look, who's that in there? Say hello. 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 Right then, okay, so as I say, I'm going to go and have something to eat. Right then, I'm fed and watered. Now, I remembered I got one of these, which is what I do my sourdough when I do a round loaf in, and it's a skillet. So I'm going to be right posh today, and it's the first time I've ever done this in a skillet, so hopefully they'll work. So there they are, fitted in my... The oven is preheating at 190 over here in the UK. Let me just give you a bit of paper, hang on. And we've got to bake them for 30 to 40 minutes until they're golden brown, and then as soon as they come out, the glaze goes on when it's hot. But I might know what I'm going to do about that, so I don't really want to ruin my skin. I'm assuming it'll come off. Yeah. Anyway, well, I'll sort that when I get to it. So I'm going to make my glaze. So my glaze, so it can sit nicely, and then you pour it on as soon as it comes out. So for the glaze, you need 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of butter melted again, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 tablespoons of milk. I did 1.5 because I've written that down, but as I said, like yesterday, because of the milk situation, we have a watery milk. Right then, okay, so I'm going to get these in the oven when that's heated up. But as I said yesterday, go here, cinnamon bun roll, sourdough cinnamon roll recipe by her. Honestly, this is a brilliant one because there's no, well, you know, if you've got honey and all that, then yeah, use it, but you know, we don't store that kind of stuff because we don't have it that often and we don't like waste. So you know, and what's good is she gives you alternatives, which is absolutely brilliant. you know, like buttermilk or any milk will do. As you see, mine's still puffing up. I can see, you know, they're nice and puffy. Yeah, I'm really pleased. And fingers crossed they turn out okay. So Glenn's still asleep because he got in late last night from work. So now he's off now until Monday. He's got dentist today, and then he's off with me because I've got London on Friday. Michigan, I can't believe it. And then Saturday I got me 2 jabs, so he's at home with me. And yeah, so he's gonna wake up to the smell of cinnamon buns. Honestly, these cinnamon buns are gonna just, oh, the house is gonna smell lovely. Right then, so I am gonna do the glaze now. So the glaze, if I remember rightly, going on, cinnamon roll glaze, mix the glaze ingredients and set aside. So basically it's just mix it up and then let it sit and rest, so for a bit. This is exciting. I'm actually pleased with them so far. Okay then, I can't wait for that to go heat up and then I can pop them in. Excited. Right then, I'll be back in a bit. Right, I've just made the glaze, so this has got to sit now, so it's nice and look at that. Oh, it's going to be lovely. Pour that over, so that's all made. Just got to wait now for the buns to come out of the oven. Gosh, look, they're out the oven. It smells lovely in here. Look at those. Right, so what I thought I'm going to do is, because I've got to pour the glaze on now, is I'm going to transfer them over to there. So they're not going to sit in here. I'm going to try anyway. Be back in a minute. Right then, I've transferred them over to here. They're so fluffy. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Right, let's get me the glaze. I think I'm going to need a spatula as well. So let's do this. And then they're done. Oh, is it going to be so nice? It has a metal lid on it. Nice and hot. Look at that. Sourdough cinnamon rolls, eh? You can't get much fresher than that now, can you? I've made me a cup of tea and I'm going to have one of the little ones to give him a go. I'm expecting Glenn up any minute. Wow, it's fascinating, isn't it? That the yeast part is sourdough, flour and water. That's all it is. They reckon it's healthier, and wow, what can I say, eh? What can I say? Right, I'm going to wash my skillet. They definitely cooked better in the skillet, I will give it that. Right then, okay. So that is how you do cinnamon rolls from scratch. When it came to the glaze, I always sieve my icing sugar or powdered sugar, wherever you are. Then you just add in the melted butter, the vanilla and the milk. That's all you do. Give it a wishy round and that's that. But my gosh, I am happy with them. I really am. Okay then, right, so I will be back tomorrow. It's only 29 and we've already finished the video today, but you know what I mean, I did start it yesterday. But yeah, okay then, right, so I'm going to love you and leave you all. I'll be back tomorrow, so please take care, stay safe, and as always, my lovelies, happy crafting. Bye.